One hotel, I can see you for a short left base behind that 737 off your left-hand side right there if you'd like it.
I'll take it.
One hotel, go ahead and make a short left base, caution wake turbulence, follow that 737.
Short left base, follow caution wake turbulence, 17 left, 91 hotel.
91 hotel, turn left heading 130, runway 17 left, clear for takeoff.
Reach out South Boston Tower, turn left heading 130, then 17 left, cleared for takeoff.
So it's finally time to take my cross-country solo.
Turn on the Tango Park in 15, we think.
2402 off the ground, taxi Charlie Hotel, short of Golf 2.
Charlie Hotel, short of Golf 2, South 2402.
After looking around the map, I decided I would leave from Austin, head west, and a little bit north to go up to Llano, which I've been to quite a few times. From Llano, I would head south directly to Fredericksburg, where I've never been, and from Fredericksburg, I'll turn eastward and head back into Austin.
And southwest.
Tower, turn right heading 230, runway 17 left, cleared for takeoff.
Turn right heading 230, 17 left, clear for takeoff, 91 hotel.
Alaska 1221, Austin Tower, good afternoon, runway 17 left, line up white, traffic 6 mile final is Challenger. Quick name bridge.
Line up white, 17 left, Alaska 1221.
Having flown solo to Taylor quite a few times, I wasn't really nervous to go on a long cross-country, but it was definitely the longest flight I've done on my own, so there was some consideration to do. I met Erin at the airport first, as we always do, to go over my pre-flight planning, fuel calculations, weight and balance, takeoff and landing distances, my route, and a whole bunch of other things she wanted to make sure I was ready for before I left.
Cessna 901 Hotel, start your turn. Thank you. Alaska 1221, fly heading 190, runway 17 left, clear for takeoff.
190 on the heading, 17 left, clear for takeoff, Alaska 1221.
Southwest 1165, runway 17 left, line up white, traffic 4 mile final in bridge.
Line up white, 17 left, southwest 1165.
Tower fills 850, visual 17 left.
Windows 850, Austin Tower, runway 17 left, continue, traffic will be holding in position.
Continue 17 left, fills 850.
Cessna 901 Hotel, contact departure, see ya.
Go on departure, have a good day, 91 hotel. Also departure, Skyhawk, 91 hotel, 1300, climbing 3500.
That's pretty broken. If it's Skyhawk 6891 hotel, your radar contact. And proceed on course, say altitude leaving.
Proceed on course for 91 hotel.
Skyhawk 91 hotel, say altitude leaving. You probably said it, but it was broken.
1800.
Thanks.
Once I cleared the airport, the flight to Llano was pretty straightforward.
Roger, Alaska 1221, 2000, climb 4000.
Alaska 1221, also departure radar contact. Turn right heading 230, climb and maintain 12,000, 12,000.
Right 230 up to 12,000, Alaska 1221.
I've actually done this flight 4 or 5 times at this point, and it's mostly just following the river out of Austin and directly to the airport.
Alaska 1221, have a clear direct payday.
Direct payday, Alaska 1221. Departure Southwest 1155, heading 170, passing 2 for 4.
Once you get to the end of the river, there's a pretty big lake on the right, which is Lake Buchanan,
Final
and it's kind of the top of the
right heading
set point that I've been
260,
using to
commentated
navigate
12000.
the airport should be
260, 12000, Southwest 1155.
Skyhawk 2.0, contact gray approach 120.07.
I decided to fly directly over midfield so I could look and make sure there was nothing on the runways, make sure things were clear, and to see if I could see a windsock.
Final approach, runway 17.
Even after picking up the weather on the way in, I knew I'd have a crosswind landing, but for some reason I did not account for that crosswind when I was in the base leg, so I overshot the runway by quite a bit. Not so much that I couldn't correct it, but it was definitely noticeable and I had to get back to line up with the runway. Having done this landing so many times, my sight picture was spot on once I was lined up with center line, and the landing was pretty smooth and uneventful.
Llano traffic, Skyhawk 91 Hotel, short final 17 Llano.
All things considered, I think the landing in Llano was pretty smooth. I got on the mains first, held the nose wheel off, and made for a smooth touch. I taxied back to the hold short line and got ready to take off on my way to Georgetown.
Llano traffic, Skyhawk 91 Hotel, entering runway 17, departing to the south, Llano.
Leaving Llano, the wind was calm, the air was smooth, and the departure was straight on. The crosswind that gave me trouble on the way in was pretty much non-existent on departure, and it made for a pretty smooth straight out. The only problem for this leg of the trip was that I forgot my sunglasses and the sun was pretty much right in my face the entire trip.
Llano traffic, Skyhawk 91 Hotel, on the upwind from 17, departing to the south, Llano, last call.
South 2412, checking on, we're leveling at 240.
Southwest 2412, Houston Center, lower in about 1 minute.
Roger.
Southwest 2412, descend via Lakes 2 arrival, landing south, the Austin altimeter 2959er.
Send by Lake 2 arrival, landing south, Southwest 2412.
Houston Center, Skyhawk 91 Hotel, 3000.
Skyhawk 6891 Hotel, Houston Center, radar contact 4 miles south of Llano. Maintain VFR, Fredericksburg altimeter 2959er.
Coming into Fredericksburg, I did the same procedure at Llano. A left tier drop to enter the right downwind for my landing. What I also did was make the same mistake that I did coming into Llano, and it was not accounting for crosswind when I was in the base leg. I didn't realize in my first landing of the day that the magic word of the day would be crosswind.
Gillespie County, Skyhawk 91 Hotel, short final 14 Gillespie.
But again, I was able to make the corrections necessary and come in for a stable approach onto the runway. It took a pretty good crab angle to come in directly to the runway. One thing I haven't quite mastered is pulling the rudder out just in time to land straight without getting blown off centerline. I ended up floating a little bit on this landing and chewed up some runway.
Gillespie, talking 902 Alpha Bravo is a right base leg for 1-4.
After watching the footage later, I realized I was rushing a little bit because of the Falcon that was behind me. Moving forward, I need to make sure I'm flying my flight and not making any changes because of someone else. Setting up for departure out of Fredericksburg, I checked the heading bug, made sure the numbers were lined up, and proceeded to take off as normal. On this takeoff, I could still feel the crosswind, so I used pretty heavy rudder to maintain centerline. Other than that, it was mostly uneventful as I got into the air. I had to use a pretty decent crab again to get out and make sure I hovered over the actual runway because of the crosswind.
Gillespie County, Skyhawk 91 Hotel has departed 1-4 eastbound. Gillespie.
Servo, biplane 13, Papa Victor Base, the final 12, stop and go, Servo.
Making my final left turn to head east back toward Austin is where that crosswind became a tailwind. Normally I celebrate a tailwind, but I really needed this flight to be a 3.0. Trying to manage my time, I pulled the throttle back just a little and was hovering around 1800 RPMs. An indicated airspeed of around 80 knots was showing a ground speed of about 134. It became pretty evident at that point that this flight was not going to be a 3.0, so I decided to climb to 7,500 and just enjoy the views. It's easy to forget just how scenic the countryside can be in Texas because you get used to it being flat and brown, but flying over the hill country outside of Austin was a beautiful flight.
Hotel, maintain VFR at 2,500. I'm going to take you over the airport for the east downwind.
2,500, 91 Hotel.
Even the landing that I got back into Austin was a scenic route. Even with all the things I had seen for the day on this flight, it was nice to come back into Austin and be vectored directly over the airport for a great view. Overall, this is one of my favorite flights I've done.
Fields on site for American 1373.
American 1373, you're clear for the visual approach on 17 right, contact tower 121.02.
We'll see American 1373.
384, tower 121.0.
384 tower.
91 Hotel, fighting 050.
050, 91 Hotel.
We're going to be following a southwest jet that's about 12 mile final right now.
Alright, I'll look for that southwest. 91 Hotel.
My favorite thing about this flight was being able to get on the ground and check the numbers and see that my fuel planning, my distances, and my times were pretty spot on. This helped me build a lot of confidence in my skills as a student pilot. I struggled quite a bit using the flight calculator.
Traffic in sight, 91 Hotel.
91 Hotel, Roger. 91 Hotel, actually, follow number 2. You're looking at the one off your left-hand side there in 2 miles. You're going to be following 1 in trail in. 91 Hotel, I can see you for a short left baseline at 737 off your left-hand side right there if you'd like it.
I'll take it.
91 Hotel, go ahead and make a short left base. Caution wake turbulence, follow that 737.
Short left base, follow caution wake turbulence, 17 left, 91 Hotel.
91 Hotel, with those winds, it's going to be tough for you. Go ahead and give me just a left 360 at your current position. You're going to follow the southwest jet.
Left 360, 91 Hotel.
I struggled quite a bit using the E6B calculator at first, and to my own frustration, Aaron made me do it over and over and over again until I had it down. I hated it then, but in this moment, I felt confident and appreciative that I was able to calculate fuel, times, and distances correctly.
When you roll out of that turn, you'll pick up southwest jet right there on a 6 mile final, setting out at 2,500.
My landing into Austin could not have been more climactic. A beautiful sunset, a slow 360, and a nice look at the entire city right before touching down.
Traffic in sight, 91 Hotel.
91 Hotel, thanks for the help. You can follow southwest. Caution again for the wake turbulence to 17 left and contact the tower. Have a good one.
Follow southwest, contact tower, caution wake turbulence, 91 Hotel.
I spent a lot of time frustrated doing practice tests, maneuver flights, and things that just felt boring and monotonous over and over and over again, trying to build the skills necessary to pass my check ride.
Austin Tower, Skyhawk, 91 Hotel, number 2, 17 left.
91 Hotel, caution wake turbulence, 12206, runway 17 left, clear land.
Caution wake turbulence, number 2, clear to land, 17 left, 91 Hotel.
Michelle 6257, connect.
But honestly, this landing, this sunset, and this flight really helped remind me of why I wanted to do it anyway.
Mike Sierra, connect, departure, safe flight, guys.
Departure 645 Mike Sierra. Thank you. Later.
Nice.
Ground Skyhawk 901 Hotel, clear of 17 left at Golf, taxi to Atlantic.
901 Austin Ground, taxi to Atlantic via Alpha and Kilo.
Alpha Kilo to Atlantic, 901 Hotel.